Hey CCIS 4th graders and anyone who's watching. Today we're going to be doing some optical illusions. So I've got my piece of paper right here. Remember, you guys can use whatever materials you have at home. If you have sketchbook paper, awesome. If you just have computer paper, that's great too. So we're going to start off with our pencil first. So what you guys can do, you guys can fill in the whole paper. I'm actually just going to be making a square, in which I would like for you guys to make this your whole paper, but for relevancy and for time consuming, I'm just going to be making this square. So down below, I'm going to be teaching something about value. If you guys don't know what value is where you take color or maybe pencil and you basically go from light to dark. So what I mean by that is I'm going to be really lightly just coloring in. It can even go lighter than that. And what I'm doing is I'm making kind of like a highlight. And then we're going to just gradually go from really light to really dark. So you guys can practice this if you'd like. So make sure you're going from really light to really dark if you need to. Right on the side, light and dark. Remember, this is a D. I know you guys make fun of me a little bit for my Ds, but that's how I do my D. So I'm going to make my section really dark. And you can make it kind of big so that way you guys can see how dark that is. Now, if I were to have a color pencil, that would be a really bright, vibrant color of it. I'll show you guys what I mean in a little bit. So I'm going to gradually go from really dark to really light. So I'm pressing kind of hard on my paper. And now I don't want to ruin my paper, but I want to make sure I want that dark color. So now I'm kind of lifting up on my pencil because I don't want that extremely dark color, but I want a nice lighter dark color. So I'm still gradually lifting up my pencil, and I want to get into that medium value color. So you're starting to see it a little bit in here. So that's a medium pressure, so it's not too hard, not too light. And as I said, I'm gradually going to be lifting up my pencil to where I'm almost not even touching the paper. And I got my awesome value range. Now, let's say you accidentally make this a little too dark on the side. That's okay. You can kind of keep on going back and forth. Kind of blend that out. You can start over, maybe erase a little bit. And kind of smooth it out. So if I were to work with color pencil, which is what we'll be doing, if you guys have color pencils, great. If you don't, you guys can use marker or you can use pencil. The object of this art assignment, art project, it's going to be talking about lots of value. So this is kind of practicing that light to dark range. So if you don't have a color pencil, I'd say use a pencil rather than a marker, but if you want to make it colorful, go ahead. Alright, so I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to go from really dark. So I'm pushing my pencil into the paper. As you can see, it's really vibrant of a color. So I'm going to gradually get into that lighter color. So I'm pushing, and then I'm going to gradually start lifting up on the paper. So it's a little bit different of a style compared to that pencil. So I'm getting into that medium color. You know, maybe I go a little bit farther back. Maybe I want that dark color to kind of be a little bit bigger. Going into that medium color. And I'm going to transition towards that lighter orangey red color. So it's almost like you can't even see that color. It's really light. It's not as vibrant as that dark color. Alright, so let's go to our project. So as I said, we're learning about value. And value is pretty fun. If you look up on the internet any value art projects, you're going to see a lot of projects based on value. Most of those are going to be consisting of portrait, and portraits are actually super fun. Once you master like the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, you can actually get a portrait pretty good. And then now that we are learning about value, it's going to be a lot easier to kind of put value into your portrait. Alright, so we're going to be talking about optical illusions. So optical illusions are basically, they're tricking your eye. And that's what we want to do today. So I'm going to start in the middle of my square. Now, if you guys didn't practice this value, you're going to have the whole paper to work with. And I'm just going to be making some nice straight lines, just going from that dot to the edge of my square. Now you don't have to make them super even. Maybe one's a little bit closer than the other. As you can see, this one's a little bit farther apart than this one. That's totally okay. Alright, so now I'm going to start off with the smaller one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do those curves up. So I'm doing curve ups all the way to the top. Now I'm going to go clockwise or counterclockwise. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a curve down. So I'm going to do curve down. I'm going to try to connect. If you don't, that's okay. Maybe start with the first one that you guys did. And I'm going to do one more up here. Alright, so I'm just going to keep on going around. So I'm going to do curve up, curve up, curve up, and curve up. Alright, now I'm going to do a curve down. So you guys can tell I'm doing every other one a curve up, and then the other ones I'm doing curve down. So remember, optical illusions, we're trying to trick our eyes. And one more. Alright, so I'm just going to keep on doing that. You guys could have as many as you want. You can have as little as you want. It's your project. You get to do however many you want. And I've come to a point where I'm going to do a curve up, except I don't want that. I don't want two curved ups next to each other. So I'm going to make another line. And I'm just going to do my curve up. As I said, you don't want any curve ups next to each other. You don't want any curve downs next to each other. You want every other one. Alright, so now I've got my optical illusion pencil drawing, and now I'm going to get into my colored pencil. So I'm going to be using that value scale that we talked about, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be thinking about cool colors and warm colors. So I think I'm going to be doing the downs as cool colors and the ups as warm colors. So I've got this violet blue that I'm going to start off with, and I'm going to be thinking about the light to dark value. So 5th graders know about this. It's called a gradient style. So it's using this value here. And what it's doing is it's going from light gradually to dark, and then light again. Or another thing that gradient can do is it can go from dark to light, to dark. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do. I'm going to be trying to do from, I think I'm going to go with this one. Going to go from dark to light to dark. I'm going to try that. So I'll try that up here where you guys can see it a little bit better. And then what I'm going to do, so I'm going to start from the side. I'm going to do dark. And then I'm gradually going to be going into that lighter blue color, that highlight. And then I'm gradually pushing down on my pencil to get that darker color. So as you guys can tell, I've got some white spaces. So you guys can go back in. I usually try to get a lighter highlight there. So that lighter value. Just so I can fill that in. You guys can go over that again if you want, more slowly. Maybe you want to creep up that dark blue color or whatever color you guys start with. So maybe I want to bring that dark color up a little bit. So I'll show that again. So I'm going to use this brighter green color and I'm going to go right underneath. So I'm going dark. And I'm gradually lifting up my pencil. And then I'm pushing back down. It's almost like a roller coaster. As you can see, I'm already starting to get that optical illusion setting in. So I'm just going to go back and forth between pencil. Now remember, I said I'm going to use cool colors going down, warm colors going up. You guys can use whatever colors you want. Maybe think about some complementary colors, or maybe your favorite football team, soccer team, whatever colors you guys think of. Another method you guys can do is start from dark. So I've got dark on both sides, and just kind of meet in the middle with that lighter color. Whatever is easier for you guys. Play around with it, practice. Maybe you only use 3 colors. So I've got another blue color that I'm using. This one's a little bit darker than that blue violet that I was using the first time. Got a dark green right here. So it's going to get a little bit harder once you guys go towards your dot, but try your best. It's a little harder too on the corners here. Especially up here because I kind of cut that edge off, so you're not going to see that really dark green color, but you're just going to see that highlight a little bit more. So I kind of have a little bit of unevenness in my value, so I'm going to smooth that out. Maybe smooth a little bit on the side. Maybe I get that purple back again. Kind of finish it off. Another thing you guys can do is you guys can start with the highlight, just color everything in, and then put those values in. Alright, so I'm going to pause right here, and I'm going to do the rest of these. So if you guys need to, remember you guys can pause me, you can stop the video, you can do whatever. Think about those colors again, and I'll see you in a bit. And we're back again. Alright, so as you can see, I finished up my optical illusion. and I think it looks awesome, and I cannot wait to see your guys's. So as I said, I did cool colors and warm colors, and I did every other one, so that way it's got that cool kind of illusion that's going in. So what you guys can do, you guys can, let me find my pencil. So I'll put up a few templates on the side here. And if you guys haven't started yours, and you're just watching, feel free to look at these templates. So maybe I start my dot on the side and do my lines going off. Maybe I do it from the other side. Maybe I do it to where it actually is coming up from the bottom. So I got really small ones at the bottom, really long ones at the top. So this is all up to you guys. So as I said, use that gradient style. I'll show you again how to do that. So if you wanted from light to dark to light, remember it's a light pressure, and then you're pushing down on the paper to get that nice dark, vibrant color, and then you're gradually lifting up. If you want that dark to light to dark, you're pushing down pretty hard on the paper, and you're gradually lifting up off that paper, and then gradually pushing back down to get that nice vibrant color. Another thing you guys can do, so I just did pencil. What you guys can do is you guys can do Sharpie, you can do marker, you can do black crayon to get those nice lines of your optical illusion. So if you already have it colored and you're like, oh man, I really want to do some black lines with Sharpie, you can't actually go over the lines again, especially with colored pencil. A lot of you guys might have realized that in the Peter Max project. You can kind of see a little bit where I started my black Sharpie outline, but it's kind of faded. It's going to ruin your Sharpie. If you have marker, that's totally fine, but maybe if you have a black colored pencil, you can just kind of go over those lines again, maybe make them a little bit thicker if you want. As you can see, it's kind of popping out from the paper a little bit, especially those black lines added. So remember, upload to Artsonia. Do not forget to put an artist statement. Since I'm not seeing you guys in person, it's a little bit harder to know what you guys are thinking when you're doing your project. So don't forget to do that. Wow, that's looking awesome. So that's an option too. As I said, you can leave it as is. So don't forget an artist statement. If you want to put an artist title, go for it. But I'll see you later.